Members of management, good morning staff, good morning ladies. Please be seated. We have two presentations today, one by the MSA and then one from T&D, which I think is a video. And I'd like to ask MSA to come up now. Thank you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. Ramadan is a month in which the Quran was revealed as a guide for humanity with clear proofs of guidance and a decisive authority. So whoever is present this month, let them fast. But whoever is ill or on a journey, then let them fast an equal number of days after Ramadan. Allah intends ease for you, not hardship, so that you may complete the prescribed period and proclaim the greatness of Allah for guiding you, and perhaps you will be grateful.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and salutations upon you all. Good morning, Mr. Antad, members of management, staff, and ladies. Today we will be talking to you about the month of Ramadan, the holiest month in the Islamic calendar, which began this year on the evening of the 18th of February and will end either tomorrow or Saturday, depending on the sighting of the new crescent moon. Imagine this, it's first break. The bell rings, and everyone around you is unpacking the best lunches. Hot chips, toasted sandwiches, someone's mom's biryani that smells unreal. And you're just sitting there. And in the middle of all that, someone hands you your favorite chocolates. They tell you it's yours, and then they say, cool, now don't eat it for the next 14 hours. Most people would fold in 5 minutes. But in Ramadan, Muslims around the world do something like this every single day. And somehow, it even brings us peace. During Ramadan, it is obligatory on Muslims to abstain from food and water from dawn until dusk. We wake up for a pre-dawn meal called suhoor, and at sunset, we traditionally break our fast with dates and water during iftar, following the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. However, Ramadan is not simply a no food, no water situation. It is a time of reflection, perseverance, and generosity, as well as becoming a better version of ourselves for the sake of Allah. The act of fasting centers around taqwa, which means God consciousness. It's that quiet, steady awareness that Allah is always with us, and it's what strengthens us when we're fasting alone, dying of thirst, and staring at an ice-cold glass of water like it's calling our name. Ramadan is also a time when Muslims increase their worship. This includes reciting extra Quran, performing extra nightly prayers called Tarawih, giving charity and serving others. And along with this comes a beautiful sense of community. Families sharing iftar, mosques filling up at night, and generosity becoming a habit of the heart.
During this month, we are encouraged to watch our words, to control our tempers, to be more patient and just be mindful of how we treat others. If someone is fasting but still being rude, still gossiping, still hurting others, they've kind of missed the point. Although fasting is mandatory, like many other aspects of Islam, fasting is guided by compassion and understanding. So there are exceptions to those who need to fast. Children who have not yet reached maturity, the elderly, those who are ill or traveling aren't required to fast. Islam also holds women in a very high esteem. Therefore, women who are pregnant, nursing, or menstruating aren't required to fast either. Those who are unable to fast during Ramadan can make up their fast later or give charity instead. At its core, Ramadan teaches us to pause and appreciate the everyday blessings we normally rush past. Things we take for granted, like a sip of water, the comfort of a meal, or even just the time that we share with others. It builds a deep sense of gratitude that stays with us long after the month is over. So after a whole month of discipline, of reflection, and of spiritual growth, Ramadan ends with a beautiful celebration, Eid-Ul-Fitr, or as we know it, Eid. Eid is a joyful day of gratitude, of prayer, of food, and of sharing gifts with our loved ones and with those in need. On the morning of Eid, Muslims gather for a special congregational prayer. We wear our best clothes, which aren't necessarily new, and we give charity so that everyone in the community, regardless of their circumstances, can celebrate Eid. Homes are filled with hugs, with laughter, and with the smells of our favorite dishes. And after 30 days of fasting, you can imagine the excitement for the feast. But beyond the celebrations and of course the food, Eid is really about thanking Allah for the strength to complete Ramadan and for the lessons it teaches us. The lesson of taqwa, but also of patience, of kindness, of humility, and of compassion. So even if you don't fast during Ramadan, even if you aren't celebrating Eid this year, its message is universal, something we can all relate to. In a world that moves so quickly, Ramadan reminds us to slow down, to reflect, to show kindness, and to reconnect with what truly matters, not just spiritually, but as human beings. Jazakallahu khairan, and thank you for your time.